So maybe you're just getting into drumming for the very first time. You know, you've seen enough drummers and you're thinking, I want a piece of this because this looks like a ton of fun. Or maybe you're a little bit older. You started out playing in the beginning. You played when you were younger. And then, you did all the necessary adulting. Kids are grown up, they're out of the house, and you want to get back into the game. So whichever one of those two camps you're from, you might be asking yourself the question, should I take lessons or can I just teach myself at home? Now, whichever one of those two camps you're currently in, it's a legit question, and it's an important question. It's one that you shouldn't necessarily gloss over too quickly, because the way that you learn, the way that you choose to learn will completely affect the rate of your progression. So there are a few factors that you need to determine before you decide which way to go. Now, between all of the valid websites that are online right now, like all the paid membership type websites, plus all of the free content there is right here on YouTube, you never have to leave your house. But that does not mean sitting in front of a physical instructor is no longer a thing. So I just want to try and help you to decide which one's best for you. Now, on the surface, it's a pretty simple decision, but if you really want to get the most out of it, you should probably ask yourself a few questions. So let's get to know you for a second here, all right? There's two different types of beginners. So which one are you? Are you a newbie or are you a natural? Now, a newbie sit around a set of drums for the first time, and it might as well be like an airplane cockpit to them, right? Everything looks completely foreign, and they're starting from nothing. They have no musical background. They just displayed an interest in playing, and they want to learn. So they're starting right from zero. Now, a natural can sit around a set of drums for the first time, and it won't feel weird at all. Maybe a little bit unfamiliar, but not weird. You know what I mean? Like, they're not intimidated by what's in front of them. The first time I sat around a physical set of drums, didn't feel weird at all. Now, you're still gonna suck, all right? But it's just not gonna feel like you have no clue whatsoever what's going on. So the first legit question that you need to ask yourself is, how much natural ability do you actually have? And a great way to determine this is just by a simple time test. So let's say I just give you a really easy song to play. It's just a straight 4 type of groove, and I give you a set of headphones and a pair of sticks and sit you down on a set of drums. How consistently can you keep time from the front of that song to the back of that song? The result of that little test alone will pretty much tell you if you're a natural or if you're a newbie. And that can be a bit of an eye-opening test for a lot of people, because some people that think they're naturals might find out that they're not so natural. Some people that think they're newbies might actually surprise themselves. So that's a good test to start out with. The next question to ask yourself is, what type of learner are you? So there's basically two types. There's verbal and there's visual. So if you're a verbal type learner, then you're the type of person that likes to have things explained to them once or twice for you to actually get it. If you're visual, like me, I'm very much a visual learner. You can see something, interpret it, and then just do it. I mean, you're not obviously going to get it down perfectly the first time, but you're the type of person that you can watch somebody do something and then just copy them, you know what I mean? And then after a few minutes, then you're actually doing it. Now, based on the questions that we asked up to this point, you should have a good idea of what type of instruction is best for you, whether it's at home or whether you need to go take lessons. So if you're a natural, for instance, if you're a natural and you're a visual learner, then you'll probably do all right just learning at home. If you're a newbie and you're a verbal type of learner, I think your only option is to actually take lessons in front of a good instructor. I won't say that's your only option. I'll say it's the smarter option. But I will say this, if you're a newbie, regardless of whether you're a verbal learner or a visual learner, I highly recommend that you actually sit in front of a physical instructor. And there's a couple of important reasons for that. At least in the beginning, because you need to learn the proper techniques with a good teacher that'll help you to prevent bad habits later. So learning how to seat properly, learning how to hold the sticks to prevent injury. Hopefully this instructor will show you how to use the wrist and the fingers properly and stuff like that. So just the basic, important physical stuff that you need to know, which will be impossible to teach yourself when you're a newbie at home. Now, if you're a natural, or if, again, you're one of those people that started out playing, did a whole bunch of life, and then you're getting back into it later in life, you can take lessons with someone if you want, but you've probably done enough playing in the beginning where you can just sit home, watch a couple of videos, and just refresh your technique. Now, another option, of course, for you drummers that are re-entering the game later, who you decide to take lessons with is an important thing. Now, if you already have the experience, I probably wouldn't suggest, just going to your local music store and taking lessons. If you want to get back to taking lessons with an actual instructor, I would probably suggest looking up someone that teaches privately, someone with a ton of experience, with a lot of technique that you can study one-on-one with for like 45 minutes or an hour, or however long they decide to teach. Because quite frankly, you're going to get bored with the general sort of generic type of drum lessons, even if you've been out of the game for a long time. Because, after watching a few videos, it's like riding a bike, right? It's all muscle memory. So it's going to come back to you pretty quick. But if you decide to study with one of the hot local drummers in your city, you're going to get a lot more benefit out of those types of lessons. You might end up paying a little bit more for those types of things, especially if they're teaching out of their house or, charging you for an hour or whatever. But, in most cases, they're worth it. The main benefit of studying with a local professional drummer is learning specific techniques, like fine-tuning specific techniques. So let's say, for instance, there's a guy in your city or a girl in your city that has a reputation for being like a super hot bebop swing type jazz drummer, and you want to, shape up your jazz chops. It's highly unlikely that somebody like that is going to teach out of a music store. Or there might be, someone in your area that specializes in gospel or specializes in whatever, fusion or metal or whatever type of drumming that you're into. You might find a local person that teaches that kind of thing. For the newbies out there, like if you find a really good instructor in your local music store, and you're there for half an hour a week, you can stick with that for as long as you want. As long as you're getting stuff out of it and you're progressing, that's a good spot to stay. Because you'll at least learn enough to have some fun with your friends at home on the weekends. Now, if you're a natural, then you should be okay learning at home, as long as you get it from somewhere. Like, don't just go downstairs and hack away at the drums until you think it sounds good. You got to get the information from somewhere. So that means, getting a membership to Drumeo, or, you want to study with Louis Palmer, or my man Austin Bertram over there studied the greats, Stevens Drum Shed, like one of those sites. You want to hook up with one of those memberships, that's cool. If you want to plant yourself here and binge watch all my videos, that's cool too. But if you're a visual type of learner, if you can just watch somebody do something and then just copy it until you get it, you'll be fine. Whichever way you end up going, there's one super important common thread that will completely determine the rate of your success on this thing, and that's enthusiasm. I can tell you myself, and probably speak for all the other instructors out there, enthusiastic students are the best students. They show up for a lesson, you show them something, they go home excited, work on it all week, come back the following week and nail it. Play it in front of you, and you can move on to the next thing. There's nothing worse, trust me, man. There's nothing worse than sitting in front of a student for a half an hour that doesn't want to be there. So that's the thing, man. If you're 100% excited about the drums 100% of the time, you're just going to get better faster. So in conclusion, should you take lessons? If you're a newbie, starting from the ground floor with no musical experience, yes. Lessons are beneficial for you to learn the necessary techniques that you need to actually get better. The option is still yours. Like, you don't necessarily have to go sign up for lessons. I mean, if you just want to set up your kit in the basement and hack away on it and make some noise, that's cool. But I can guarantee you this, man. This is way more fun when you know what you're doing. For the other drummers out there, for the naturals and then the other drummers that are a little bit more experienced, you'll be fine learning at home. There's enough free resources and paid online resources that you can take advantage of that'll help you get better. Either way, man, whichever one you choose, make sure you have a blast doing it. All right? That's it for me. Thanks for watching this video. Share it if you dig it. Welcome any new subscribers that just discovered this channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. Drop a comment below. Join the conversation, man. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe. See you next video.